Hi, my name is Sherry Vaughn, and I am with Endeavor Mentoring. Thank you for joining me today. This is our second lesson on feeding your relationships. And today, our lesson is called Seven Basic Needs of a Healthy Relationship. So, last time you had an assignment to discuss about the smoke in your relationship. So, did you have the opportunity to discuss that with your partner? It will help you see the issues that you have, most likely because those are just the symptoms of the real problem. So we're going to dive into that fire today and find out what those real issues are. So you will want to have the PDF printed out so that you can take notes on what we're going to discuss today. So like I said, our last lesson, we discussed the smoke and the fire. And we know where there's smoke, there's fire. So we have to dig down and get into that fire, right? And when we get to the issues and the fire and put them out, boom, right? The fire's gone. There's no longer any smoke. So we're going to learn about that today. So this fire is actually made up of 7 basic needs that need to be filled in every long-term relationship. So a healthy body requires that certain things happen in order for it to thrive. And we're going to use this analogy throughout the training about our bodies, like our relationships, and how they need to be fed. And so just like the body requires things like breathing, eating, resting, right? Those things are very important. And so try eliminating one of those things, and what will happen? Your body will start to shut down. So just like our bodies are living entities, they require certain activities in order to thrive. And a relationship must have the right nourishment in order to grow and to thrive. And so this is where those 7 basic needs are being met. And when these 7 basic needs are being met, you feel well fed and you feel loved in your relationship. And when those 7 needs are not being met, you will suffer and you will feel starved. And we've all been there with our bodies, right? When we feed our bodies with things that are good, that our bodies feel great. And when we don't, we feel starved. So how does this apply to entrepreneurs? Well, what do smart entrepreneurs do? They know that they need to communicate when it comes to relationships. And in order to communicate effectively, we need to have information. And we need to get to the heart of those issues. And we don't want to dwell in the smoke, because smart entrepreneurs know that that's just the smoke, right? And it's the fire that's causing the smoke. So that's where we need to get down to. So the first need that we have, if you look on your paper, you can fill this out. The first one is an S, and it stands for safety. And if you want a long-term relationship to last, you have got to feel safe. If you don't feel safe, it doesn't matter what is going on in the relationship, you will not feel safe. So there's a number of ways that we need to feel safe in a relationship. And the first one is physically. We cannot tolerate any type of physical abuse. And if that problem exists for you, then please get help right away. The second thing is we need to feel financially safe. So what happens if one partner is a crazy spender? The other is going to feel not safe, right? Because they're spending all of their money. The next thing that we need to feel safe is with our emotions. We need to feel emotionally safe. Can I share what's in my heart with my partner and not feel like they're stepping on it or that they're making me feel less? It's very important that we feel emotionally safe. And what about mentally safe? Does one partner put the other partner down? Or are they made to feel less if they are struggling with mental health issues? Or does your partner make you feel stupid? All of those things make it really tough in relationships. The last thing that we need in order to feel safety is spiritual safety. And there may have been certain beliefs that you had when you were married, and now if you believe differently, that can cause stress in a relationship and it can rock your world. The T stands for trust. And long-term relationships require lots of trust. This is not a new idea. You have to trust someone in order to work with them, right? This is a universal principle. And trust is usually broken when one or more partners behaves in a way that is contrary to their agreed upon standards. So this even happens with our teenagers, right? So if they break that trust, then we know it's going to take some time to build that back up again. The A stands for appreciation. We all like to receive appreciation in different ways. Some of us like to be touched. Others say, don't touch me. Some of us just like to talk. Some of us like to see our partners doing things for us. We all like to feel appreciated. I know that I feel appreciated when my hubby serves me. One of the things that he does is he'll vacuum, and then when there's nice rows in the carpet, I feel like, oh my gosh, he totally understands me, and I feel appreciated. Some of us just sense when we're getting attention, and that makes us feel appreciated, that our partner's taking time to just be with us. But the key in this is that the value of your relationship should be appreciating and not depreciating. So the R stands for respect. Long-term relationships require lots of respect, and you need to honor the person and the potential that they have. And when you give respect, you get respect. You may be the person who has to give it first, and this could be hard. But you need to find a different set of eyes to look at your partner in a different way. And there are many ways that we can feel disrespected. And so we just need to be careful with that. And we need to honor them and see the potential that is within them. The V stands for validation. We all want to feel validated. This is a common communication principle that very few of us know how to do very well. And this is where we learn how to validate someone's voice. How many of you would love to have your partner hear your voice and validate your opinion or listen to your ideas? Those types of things make us feel validated, like our partner cares. And we can all have an opinion, and we all can value those opinions. But we don't have to agree upon everything, right? But we do need to validate them and show them that we care and that we understand and validate them. Encouragement, that is the E. And if you want a long-term relationship to last, you need to give encouragement. Are you encouraging them? Are they encouraging you? As an entrepreneur, it is vital that you give and receive encouragement. So my hubby encourages me to do all of the crazy things that I want to do, and even when it's the hard thing to do. And when we have challenges, we can talk it out with one another. And encouragement comes when you can support and empower the dreams of your partner and their desires to grow and to learn. And the last one is D, and that stands for dedication. You have got to stay committed and dedicated to your partner, dedicated to each other, dedicated to your shared purpose. You need to remain dedicated to the commitments that you made to one another. And I know sometimes that can be hard if you're not feeling safe, if you're not feeling trusted, if you're not feeling appreciated, respected, validated, encouraged, or dedicated to. So you can see that these 7 things spell the word starved. And when these 7 needs are not being met, we feel starved. No one wants to be in a relationship where they're hungry all the time. These are the things that make up the fire. And when they are not being met, we start fighting about all of the things that are in the smoke. It's easier to fight about things in the smoke than rather deal with the real issues that are in the fire. And the smoke, like we talked about before, it covers us, it hides us. And once we think that we have answers in the smoke, we talk about all the things that are in the smoke, right? That was things like money, sex, our in-laws, hobbies, kids, chores, addictions. All of those types of things are the things that we fight about. But really, what are those deep issues? So we have to get down into, through the smoke and get down into the fire. So just like our bodies need nourishment, we want to feel well fed. And even just a little bit of food makes us feel better. And sometimes it doesn't take a whole lot to have that much impact on our partners. We just need to give them a little snack, right? So that they start feeling better. And the one thing that I want you to remember from this lesson is that starved people starve people. and you don't want to be starved. I want you to be well fed. And if you think about that, if you yourself are starving, it becomes very difficult for you to feed someone else. And you start to just fulfill your own needs. And we will discuss that on the next lesson and how come that happens. So I want to give you an example that shows a little bit of this principle. So just imagine a husband and wife, and they're fighting over money, right? After all, it's the number one thing that couples fight about. So he is upset because she's spending so much money. She spent $400 for a handbag. And he's like, what? Don't you know that we have medical expenses to pay? We have student loan, we have groceries to buy, you name it. Like, we need money for things. And $400 for a purse is a little crazy. But are they really fighting about the money? No. Do you think that he feels financially safe? Probably not, right? He just explained of all the things that their money needs to go to. He's feeling threatened for that because money for him represents a safety issue. And if one of those needs is not being met, they're going to have problems. For her, she's feeling that she just wants something nice for herself. She's not feeling very appreciated for all of the hard work that she's doing. She just needed a little retail therapy to feel better. So what are they really fighting about? They're fighting about those starved issues. He doesn't feel safe. She doesn't feel appreciated. And so the downward cycle begins. You can see that, right? They just keep going down and down. So in our next lesson, we will get down into that spiral and why we end up there. It's like a tornado. There's so much chaos. So here's where we talk about the golden rule, right? Do unto others as you have them do unto you. And this works in the spiral. If you want to see more appreciation in your relationship, then be more appreciative. If you want to feel greater safety, then help your partner to feel safe. If you want to be fed more, then feed your partner more. Don't wait for the other person to make the first move. You have to be the one that makes the choice first and to take that action. So again, as we wrap up this lesson, I have another opportunity assignment for you, and this assignment is called a health check. You will take inventory of how your relationship is doing in regards to the 7 basic needs that I just taught you about. I want you and your partner to both take this, if possible. I want you to be able to identify where you are at. Some of you will feel full and fed, and your relationship is going great, and that's awesome. But others of you will feel famished, and you are starving. So once you've completed it, the next part is that I want you to be able to face each other face to face so that you are eye to eye, knee to knee, right? Hand to hand. You can hold hands or put them on your knees, each other's knees, and be toe to toe. And I want you to share your results with one another. And I don't want you to defend your results. You may feel certain things and they may feel certain things. And we don't want either partner to become defensive. There is no excuses for your results. I only want you to be able to hear what your partner is saying. And why is that so important? It's because you're validating them. So you may not believe that they're starving in a certain area, but if that's how they feel, then you need to validate them and hopefully share ways that you can make them feel like they are being fed. So remember that all data is neutral until you place value on it and judge it. So just remember that this is just feedback. It's very valuable for you. So you can decide, is your relationship full and healthy or is it starved? And this health check will give you some good feedback to help you determine that. I just want to thank you for taking the time to be here with me today, and I hope you've learned something of value and that you have an opportunity to take that health check with your partner. Thank you and have a wonderful day.